Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Warning from the Paladin Journal, and today we're going to be looking at another preview video. This time it's from the World Championships that are happening somewhere in the East Coast. I don't exactly know where, uh, but it's one of the big events of the year for competitive Warhammer 40,000, and some other stuff that's going on at the same time as well. And GW has graciously unveiled that they're going to be doing another preview of upcoming releases for no less than 7 different systems, which is pretty much all of their major systems as of right now. I'm sure that in a few months, they will also be adding Legions Imperialis to this. I believe the pre-orders for that are already going up this weekend or the next weekend. So lots of time for that. So, anyways, guys, so Warhammer 40,000, Underworlds, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, the Old World, Kill Team, Horus Heresy. There's so much that's going to be happening for this in just a little over 10 hours, roughly, so to speak. And, it's going to be a fantastic time. The last time we had a reveal, it was on Warhammer Day last month. And, we saw them unveil new models for the Adeptus Mechanicus, Necrons for 40,000, the new Kill Team box, which was Space Marine Scouts versus Eldar Striking Scorpions. And, Age of Sigmar, we had 3 major releases, which was Rhinos Cryptwarn, Beltanos, and another that I'm totally forgetting, lagging right now. But that ties into the ongoing narrative for the Dawnbringers campaign that's happening in the setting at the moment. And of course, the Old World, they unveiled pretty much the entire launch range for Knights of Bretonia, which was amazing for the new model that they're doing. And some of the models and units that are bringing back, not so much, but it's a cohesive thing. So, anyways, let's kick off with Warhammer 40,000. And first of all, let's look at the Codex roadmap. As you can see, this is the roadmap for all the upcoming books for 10th edition. We already had Leviathan at launch, which covers everything for the new edition. We've had Codex Tyrannus, we've had Codex Space Marines, and next, of course, is Adeptus Mechanicus. The Stealth Walker, not a fan of it. I don't think it's either a model or a unit that, while it kind of fits the theme of the army, it wasn't what the army needed. Because I personally wanted to see a really beefy, chunky melee unit, um, something fast moving, not like the Cerberus Silverhounds, but something more infantry. But it is what it is. And for Necrons, they had a new Overlord, which the model looks great, and it's like pretty cool looking. But again, another Overlord, I don't think, like, yeah, sure, I guess. It's like not really needed, you know. And then there was the Imhotep, the Stormlord, I believe his name is. So, anyways, that brings us back to the reveals that will happen today for 40,000, or as I said, just a little over 10 hours, so to speak. So, if we minimize the roadmap for a second and look at the image, in the background, in the middle, where the one is, which is 1 day to go, you can see the splayed wings, you can see the chains, and it's pretty much screaming that it's going to be Dark Angels 40,000. And the current rumor and the current expectations are that it's all going to be about the Deathwing Knights, which are the elite Terminators for the Dark Angels and their successor chapters. And it's also going to be something to do with Deathwing Terminators themselves. But of course, I think you can look at it a little bit more in depth because, again, what I find really interesting is that we only got the Dark Angels thing when it says one. So a lot of people are expecting a new Samael model as well. Their special captain on his jet bike, but I don't think it's gonna have anything to do with the Raven Wing. I think it's all gonna be on the first company, the Deathwing. So it's gonna be the new Deathwing Knights. Probably some, like, the rumors are some kind of an upgrade pack for the Deathwing Terminators themselves. which I find a bit odd how it would be executed because you can already get shoulder pads and stuff for the chapters and sprues that already exist. But I mean, I don't know. Like, are they gonna get like we've just had Space Marine Terminators release plastic kits? So maybe it could also be that they're gonna reveal the Assault Terminators, which would be amazing. Um, some new sculpts, new lightning claws, new thunder hammers and storm shields, and stuff like that. And of course, the Deathwing Knights are an iconic unit for the army for a long time now. But also, I think one thing that goes there is that they could be getting a new model for Belial, the Deathwing Terminator Captain, the named character. Um, Again, I think it's strongly hinted because we know that there's a plastic kit incoming for a Space Marine Terminator. So, I mean, this seems like they can do four things here: reveal Deathwing Knights, Deathwing Terminators, Belial, and then also just come out and say, oh yeah, and also Space Marine Terminator Captain. He's also going to be a part of this release because we know everything about it pretty much, how the kit looks, the weapon options, blah blah. But we haven't seen any info on when it's getting released. I think going with the Dark Angels refresh, I think that's a pretty good bet for that. They can package some sort of a Death Company Strike Force box set, and then also have the Space Marine Terminator Captain released alongside of that. So, anyways, that's what I think they're gonna do for Warhammer 40,000. Small chance they might do something for the orcs as well. I'm not sure what kind of units they could do because I believe in ninth edition they had a refresh the orc boys and for the warlord maybe some new bikes. I'm not sure about that. Maybe some new tank or whatever, but I think it's 100% it's gonna be Dark Angels. Orcs, maybe. We'll see. All right, some brief video issues. So yeah, Warhammer Underworlds and Necromunda. I have no idea what's going on here, and I know Necromunda got some squad models recently, but more than that, I have no knowledge of the systems and what to expect. I'm sure it's going to be some really fancy stuff on warbands or new teams, whatever the case is. But Warhammer the Old World, I think Warhammer the Old World is in a very good place. Because, like I said, we know the entire range for the Knights of Bretonnia, who are going to be one of the two armies that are going to be available in box sets when the system launches next year. I believe it's launching in February 2024, according to some leaks we've had in the past few weeks. So the second part of that is Tomb Kings, and Tomb Kings are a very, I feel personally, they are a very iconic Warhammer Fantasy army. They had a very cool aesthetic to them, and it's carried over in some ways into Age of Sigmar, but a lot of that stuff is still firmly embedded in Warhammer Fantasy battles. So um, if we're going by what we saw with the Knights of Bretonnia, there's going to be a mounted character which you can it's a multi kit, you can build different things. A really cool new infantry unit, some kind of or it could actually even be a lot of cavalry because cavalry is a big part of the Tomb Kings. Cavalry and the big guardian, the Tomb Guardians of old. Those I remember those very distinctly. Um, Chariots and stuff. Sky's the limit with that. I think it'll be like 2 to 3 new kits and some returning kits that are bringing back, and also maybe one or two old resin that's converted into the forge world resin, and so on and so forth. So, although not just that, but what I want them to reveal also is we're in the middle of November. If there's going to be a release in February, I think we're hitting the point where they need to give us details on the exact makeup of the box sets. Whether it's going to be a versus box set, or it's going to be Knights of Bretonia box set, Tomb Kings box set, and then they can in like another month or so they can reveal some of the rules and stuff for the other armies that will be getting rules onto the system, because not every army is going to be updated, I believe, but there's going to be a fair number of them. So it's not like an empty system, so to speak, and there's like quite a bit of nice variety and stuff to it, and it really captures the feel of Warhammer Fantasy because this is the spiritual successor. Um, Most recently, just a few days ago, they revealed the shooting rules and the movement rules and all that stuff, which looks really good. Strength, plus 6 skill, AP, it's all there. Save modifiers, how to the intricate movement that I wanted to see with Warhammer, the old world returning from Fantasy Battles. It's all there, as far as I can tell. So, very, very fantastic time for the old world fans as well. And I think it's going to be a huge pop for the community when those articles go up and we see the videos and everything. Which then brings me to Age of Sigmar. Now, we had some character reveals in the last one, so I'm not sure what is going to happen here. I'm not as tuned into the Age of Sigmar community as I'm with 40,000 or even with Horus Heresy. So, anything could happen and it's all going to be a surprise. Although I will say that I would like to see something done with the Iduna Deepkin. And there was also a brief thing a while back with us like Warhammer community on their website article section. They do a rumor post and all that kind of stuff. They give you hints of like small cross section of a model that's in development or that's getting released at some time within the next like 3 years. And they give you something. So one of the recent things, I believe it was either end of September or the start of October, there was this thing that hinted at proper Dark Elves, like Dark Elves as Malekith Dark Elves, the Morathi Dark Elves. They are gonna be revealed at some point, and there's a lot of speculation going around on that. And I think I would really love to see that because the Morathi Dark Elves, you know, they fulfill a certain subset of the Dark Elf fantasy from Warhammer Fantasy, and we haven't seen anything about Malekith in a long time. He probably has survived old destruction of the old world, fused with his dragon, and you know, there's so much they can be doing with it. And just like with the whole world, with giving us a new modded character, maybe the new Malekith is like this fused entity of dragon and dark elf god, so to speak. And that would be so amazing. And of course, then like I really want to get Marathi, still haven't gotten her. Then I would really want to get this one as well. So it's like it would hit all the right notes and it would complete the entire fantasy around the old Warhammer elves as they translate over to Age of Sigmar. Because we've had the high elves, which are under Tyranid Teclis. They have been in AOS for a while now. Rathi's Dark Elves have been a part of AOS for a while now. We saw the fantastic new thing with the idea of Deepkin with AOS. I believe they got released towards the end, first edition or the start of second edition, something like that. And amazing units, amazing army fantasy, amazing army themes, and I think if they can do a dark version of all of that with Malekith, then it's like you're bringing over one of the most iconic characters of Warhammer Fantasy lore, and you're giving us a more modern update to that, and it can open up so many new avenues of story. So that's also there. Necromunda, I've also already said. Kill Team. Kill Team is a funny thing. We saw that the new box coming up is Space Marine Scouts versus Eldar Striking Scorpions, and the main box itself is not going to have too much terrain, only small bits and pieces, and there's going to be a separate box set for the new terrain. So if there's going to be something new with Kill Team, it's probably going to be another box set, army versus army, and you know, sky's the limit on that. There's some really weird rumors going around, but what I really want to see is something that deals with allowing us to have more customizability for the main 40k armies. By which I mean that, okay, so Space Marine Scouts are there, Striking Scorpions are there. So now, they can do a bit of a flip on that. The prevailing rumors about Night Lords and Drukhari Mandrakes, which I think is fantastic. They're both very aesthetically amazing looking models as they are. And even in the lore, they're pretty damn good. And mandrakes really need a rework. I believe their current models are all fine cast, and it's a really old kit. And I mean, the entire Drukhari range could do with a big old refresh, because so many of their special units are still in fine cast resin, and it's still a very small range overall even. So that could do a lot with being fleshed out. And if they happen to give us Night Lords, that's like, are they going to do what they did with Space Marines? It's like giving us all these upgrade sprues for the different chapters, like the White Scars, the Raven Guard, Iron Hands, Salamanders, Ultramarines, which is like really helps your army themes and customizing all your units, adding little bits and pieces of stuff there. And especially since I believe the old Nightlord upgrade kit, that is really old now. Like probably more than 10 years old. More than that. Not sure if it's still being offered though. But yeah, helmets, um, probably some weapons, shoulder pads, of course. Shoulder pads are huge. So that's something there. I won't talk about any of the really out there weird rumors, but I think as long as we're keeping it very fresh and really focusing down on different units and army themes that are not possible to do as big range as yet for main 40k, I think that's a good thing for Kill Team. And historically, they've done pretty well, especially with the upcoming Striking Scorpions box, which is like Striking Scorpions are one of my favorite. Excuse me, Striking Scorpions are one of my favorite aspect warriors, and along with the Hulling Banshees. So I really want to see have those models and kits in hand and build them, because it looks so amazing, especially the ones that they painted up. And it's like kind of just salivating at the thought. New Mandrakes is really cool because it has more punch to the Drukhari armies. Um, because we had a refresh a while back with I forget what the name of the box is, but it was Howling Banshees versus one of the elite Cablite Warrior units. And that was a huge box set, very good stuff in it. I believe there was also some characters in there. Really blanking right now. But yeah, if they can do something like that really well, give us a tease of it, and then at some point next year after the current roadmap is over, it's oh look, Yukari are getting a codex, and that'd be a fantastic time. And that brings me to the end with Warhammer the Horus Heresy. So speaking of Warhammer Horus Heresy, here's the Heresy roadmap that they shared a while back. So as you can see in the section where it says winter, or let's go to autumn. So more Lords of War, Dreadnought, Armor Mark update. So that covers the Daredeo Dreadnought that has been released in plastic. The Armor Mark update, that was the new Mark III Astartes. Everything released with the Legion battle group and separately as well. And Resin, a Primarch that was Fulgrim Transcendent, whatever the name is. So we're already past that. The next one is Mystery Army release, Assault Squads, and then new characters and upgrades. The Mystery Army release, Solar Auxilia for Legions Imperialis seems to be pushed quite heavily. So I'm thinking to capitalize on all that hype and give people more of an in to do some really cool kit bashes and conversions for their 40k Imperial Guard armies or Astra Militarum armies, it's going to be Solar Auxilia as a mystery army. Of course, it could also be something to do with demons, although demons have had a army list already, so I don't think it will be quite that. But Solar Auxilia is I think it's a very safe bet. Assault squads. Earlier this year, and like I believe it was April, the middle of April, they showed us some 3D scans of the new Mark 6 assault squads, which looked really amazing. But ever since then, it's been kind of quiet. We haven't really had much info on it, any of that, and we've just coming off with the refresh with the new Mark 3s. So Mark 6 assault squad, that seems like it's going to be right up there. Apologies again, guys. Some more video issues. Really sorry about that. As I was saying, the Mark 6 assault squads, we can always do with more jump troops. Jump troops in 40k are some of my favorite units. I have a squad of 5. They're Mark 2 assault squads from 8th edition that I bought during 8th edition, which are among my favorite models that have been produced by Forge World or Heresy. I have so many more assault squads for 40k, Sanguinary Guard. I'm kit bashing some new jump intercessors. I've bought some jump intercessors. And I will be converting some more assault squads, Heresy Blood Angels, once I get some jump packs in. It's gonna be very soon. So huge fan of assault squads. I just love the look, and my Heresy Blood Angels are all like Day of Revelation. It's like I need a lot of assault squads. You Mark 6 plastic Mark 6 assault squads in boxes of 10. Well, yes, that's definitely something that gonna be taking a deep dive on. New characters and upgrades. I'm actually not sure what could be there. Like pretty much the entire list is open. Heresy, and could be something with Salamanders, Raven Guard, Iron Warriors, Iron Hands. Maybe something with some of the traders, like say I don't know, Night Lords, World Eaters, because a lot of the other legions have already had quite a few like Praetors and stuff already released, like in recent times. Like there's the Blood Angel Dominion Zephon, there's the Eben Kishik Terminator Captain for White Scars. White Scars just recently, very recently, they revealed a Stormseer who looks pretty decent. Could be better, could be a better model, but he looks pretty decent. Definitely, very good potential for some conversions there for 40k. Uh, Imperial Fists have had some character recently, and there's Sons of Horus have had some stuff, especially an upgrade sprue for them. So whatever it will be, it'll be a character and upgrade for the same legion. Pretty sure. Wouldn't make sense to like split it. And what would be even better is if they reveal two sets, with two sets of characters for two different legions, and then two sets of upgrades for those same legions. So I think it's really amazing how far Heresy has come, like 15-ish years, 10 years, how far it's come from being Forge World only to GW making all these plastic Heresy kits, and a lot of those kits are like really good. I have this Age of Darkness box that's waiting to be built, and some other stuff which I'm very excited about. The Mark 6 Tactical Marines look amazing. Going to be converting some of those to assault squads with extra jump packs I'm going to be getting soon. And hopefully also converting a squad of 10 breachers. I have some assault shields coming in for those as well. So it's looking really good for Horus Heresy. And of course, they could give us a teaser for the Legion Command Squad, the melee weapons, and more characters and upgrades. Heresy, you can always use more characters and upgrades. So, that's all there. But, anyways, so that's me, guys. That's what I think is going to be happening today. Of course, this is all what I think. If I made a mistake in any of my information, please point it out in the comments. But, anyways, that's it for me today. You can find all my socials up top, and also Bluesky at Out in Journal. Not sure how to fit that in yet. I don't think there's a specific cool icon for Bluesky yet because the current one looks really weird. It looks way too generic. There's nothing like, you know, popping about that. But of course, and so yeah, that's it. And we've got like 9.5 hours or so, 9 hours to go until we get the reveals. I will be hoping to do a live stream of that if possible, but if not, then you can always check my socials for keeping up with the info as it comes out. And of course, um, at some point tomorrow, I will be doing my recap of all the stuff that's come out, and we'll see. We'll match up with stuff I've said and see the how it all fared. Whether I was right on the money or whether I was wrong. Were there any cool surprises or not? So let's go back to our reveals. See, so seven systems, lots of stuff to come, and I think we're gonna be looking at a really, really cool set of reveals, and it's gonna be fantastic. So, anyways, guys, that's it for me today, and we'll catch up soon. So, stay tuned. Bye.